Can you hear the music? Yeah, you can. Fucking head bobbing. I love it. Kick, you want to kick, baby?
Dude, can we just vibe out to that for like the next
Dude,
10 minutes?
we could vibe out to it when however long you want to.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, man. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm hanging in there, man. Staying busy, bro. I'm sure you are too.
Dude,
Just just picking up with $100 barrel oil. I don't even
Hunter
know what it,
Barrel and not
I
man.
don't
Canada's this doesn't really help Canada too much.
really.
Yeah. It might in the longer. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I Yeah, I don't know. It's our government's kind of screwed the pooch there a little bit, but
Right,
we wouldn't be having these issues if we could build a pipeline from east to west. So
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a hold up there. Like they don't
Oh
there's
man, yeah. We have like a province in like the east called Quebec, and
Mhm.
they don't want nothing to do with a pipeline. If it benefits Canada, they don't want to be a part of Canada. So,
Right.
and they've said it numerous times, man. They're like, if you're asking us how we can make a more united Canada and be successful, you're asking the wrong guys because we don't care, right? And that's exactly how they sound, man. They don't want to. Yeah, it's yeah.
Good for them. But fuck those guys. But fuck those guys.
Yeah, good for them, bro. Oh man, fucking welcome back, man, to another episode of
Thanks.
On with Dick, man. And shout out to Senjin Boychuk for that, music. That fucking man. We might just spend some
Killer.
time out again. But yeah, man, dude, you know what? Back by popular demand. I don't even know what number episode you were on last time, man.
I was gonna ask you what episode is this?
I don't know, bro. Oh, this will be
I
168.
feel like we were in the 70s.
Where was it? The
I
70s?
I think so, man. God, you've done a lot.
Fuck, man. Look, I got the numbers right here, dog. Hold on. Can you hear me still?
Yeah,
All right, let's look. Let's look right here. Fucking the 70s, man, dude. I can look.
maybe
Ah,
even 69.
69. What? No, 69 was Ben Allen. Not Ben Allen Curry. You're Ben Allen Curry. 69 was oh shit.
It was a female.
No, it was fucking what's his name? Wow, I'm having he's American too. He works in oh shit, what's his name, dude? Grayson McGaha. He spent like 20 years on whatchamacallit there, night shift.
Oh, 20 years?
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
So we're not there yet. Oh, 18, bro.
18? Holy cow.
18. Episode 18, dude.
It was
Man,
early, man.
like fucking that's
A lot.
almost 140 episodes ago, man.
It was a long time ago, man.
Minus
Bert,
two. Plus two.
Birdie, Birdie just turned 4.
Birdie Ray's 4 now.
Birdie Ray's 4 now.
And you have another one, don't you?
I do have another one. He's like 2.5.
Dude. 18 was like the first 18 weeks, right? So the podcast turned 3 this year.
Yeah, so she was a baby, bro.
Yeah, she was a baby, man. Dude, I see you posting videos of her all the time, man. And like, she's doing good.
She's doing really good. I mean, so she just got some new braces this week, but I mean, runs around the house without them. Like she doesn't it she's pretty weak, like on one side.
Yeah.
So one of her SMOs, they call it, kind of come up to like up under her knee, and her other foot she just uses like a short little brace. But dude, she's doing so good.
Man, that's not bad at all for, a little girl you guys were pretty worried about, like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
guys got worries now, eh? She's just bad out of hell.
dude, she is wild. She
Yeah.
is wild. So tell
Yeah.
me about yours. Last time we talked, you were telling me about I guess it was your daughter's speech. She's
Yeah.
kind of struggling with speech a little bit. How's that going?
Oh man. So my youngest, last time we talked, so 3 years ago, she just turned 6. So she would have been 3.
Yeah.
Right. And my oldest is 8 now, man, like 8.5. And dude, her speech has come a long way. a long way. We got her in speech therapy. She's got ADHD. She's on ADHD meds. Changed her fucking life, man. You know, with the ADHD meds, she's calm during the day, and when it starts wearing off after school around dinner time, we get the brunt of her ADHD and her, like nothing's suppressing her anymore. So she's bouncing everywhere, and you can tell, right?
Yeah.
And like, does it get annoying sometimes? Yes, but she is focused at school and learning and coming a long way.
Good.
So that's all that matters, And they were just here visiting me this weekend, man. They left yesterday morning, I believe. Yeah, they were here last this past weekend visiting me in at work, and I love that, man. I love that they come visit, and she's my youngest dude. She's a little firecracker. She's like 6, but she acts like she's 20. She can hold a conversation with you, like, good context. She knows how to use words, like big words in context, and she'll have this conversation with you. And you're like, yeah, I'm having an adult conversation here, right? And then she throws a temper tantrum like a 6-year-old, and you're like, fuck, right? Like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. It was kind of nice though when they left yesterday, man. My youngest, she was really sad that I was leaving, that they were leaving, right? And
Mhm.
that, like, at least they miss me, you know what I mean? At least they miss me, and they haven't become numb to me being away, right? And
Right.
that's huge, right? Because I'm not numb to being away either. So, it hurts me just as much. And for the longest time, that's another thing that's changed over the last year. I don't know if you've been following, man, but I broke my ankle last year, right?
I did see that.
Yeah, and while I was healing physically, I had to heal mentally too. I went through a lot of mental health stuff, and it really fucked me up badly. And my even my kids, my youngest daughter, she's 6 now, so she was like 5, 4.5. She was like, "Man, you're not an asshole anymore," right? I'm like, "What? What?" I didn't think I was that bad for a while, right? Like I was struggling, man, and I'm glad I didn't do any permanent damage, right? So.
What do you think had you struggling the most? Like, did you kinda track it down?
Yeah, so I got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and it stems from childhood trauma, right? And my
Hmm.
mom and my dad, they argued a lot in front of me, yada yada yada. That's all I remember of my parents being together. I was 6 when they split, and all I remember is fighting and arguing. My mom talks about hiding out in the closet and whatnot, and apparently with me and stuff. And so I just only remember them fighting. And then I remember, my mom moving 8 hours away when they split, and me not really having a relationship with my mom. She moved 8 hours. There was none of that. And that really messed me up. And who knew it took 30 years to come back and punch me in the face, and that's what it is, man. And I don't have memories of cuddling on the couch with my mom, hanging out on my birthday, no Christmas. My dad was very absent, as a boomer dad. He'd take me to boomer parties with him, and I witnessed him, you know, um, you know, treat my stepmother really badly, and also womanize against her. He'd cheat on her in front of me and stuff like that. And I didn't know this shit was hitting me. I didn't know it was affecting me, right? And I read something today that says, one of my biggest accomplishments is when I walk in the door, my house doesn't go quiet, right? And I noticed that, man, when I walked through the door of my house when I lived at home, and anybody walked through the door, we all were walking on eggshells. What kind of mood is dad in, right?
Right.
I walk through my door, my house gets fucking louder. It gets more annoying, right? And like,
Yeah.
I love that. I'm taking great pride in that, right? And for maybe last year or the year before that, 20, whatever year it was now, 2024, I guess. Um, it breaks my heart to know that I walked through the door and my kids probably got quiet, right? They probably like, hey, dad's not in it, and they could see it, right? And hell, man, looking back at pictures of me, I could see it,
Mhm.
right? Like, yeah, I was zoned out. I was on autopilot.
Yeah. Do you think, this is kind of, me interviewing you now, so sorry about that, but do you
We're just
think
having a conversation, man. You interview me, I'll interview you. Don't
yeah.
matter.
Do you think the social media, like, played any part of that? Did you feel any overwhelming from social media?
Uh, I don't know. That's a good question, man. I think in a way it might have helped. I found people. So when I got diagnosed, right, it was kind of like, a, damn. But at the same time, it was, all right. we have an answer now. We can, there's something that is fundamentally wrong with me. We know what it is. There's a way to go about it now. We have answers and solutions. So it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder, right? I found a lot on social media, that helped me out. Social media probably had a big part of it as well, but it definitely helped me out. And, yeah, yeah, it probably did, man. Because all those hours I put in at work, plus all the hours I put in on social media, I gotta make that podcast, right? I gotta
Right.
gotta make videos, gotta put those videos out, gotta go live. I don't go live as much anymore, right?
Right.
It takes a lot of my time. At the end of the day, I value my sleep over going live now, right? It's like, hey man, it's 9:30. I can go live for an hour and a half. No, 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 it's 9:30. I gotta get up at 3 in the morning. I'm going to bed,
Right.
right?
I was just talking to my wife the other day about uh like childhood growing up, and I told her, I was like, I don't ever remember my dad like holding me and loving me, and like now I have a son, and it's just so different, like you were talking about. I can't imagine. Well, I should know because that's kind of how I was raised too. Like my mom and dad split when I was young, and my dad was an alcoholic and very abusive, and then we'd have to go stay with him on the weekends, and just some of the things we saw, and drug use, and just like things that I would never imagine putting my kids through now. But just thinking about what that would do to a child mentally, and then 30 years later, you're dealing with some shit that you had no idea was happening to you. I can't imagine what that does to a child. But we were talking about it because every night, we put them in the same room together. So one's on one side, one's on the other side. They're in these little floor beds, and we go in there. We read books to them every single night. After we get through reading books, we say prayers, and
Yep.
then we all tell each other we love you, and then we usually sing a song. And dude, it's just like by the end of that, they're just so happy, and I can't like I feel like if I'd have had that in my life as a child, my life would be so much different. You know what I mean? Just a house full of love
Yeah,
versus being
dude.
scared to walk into your home.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. My oldest daughter is 2 years older than what I was when my parents split. My youngest daughter, this coming November, or this coming Christmas, she will have more memories with both her parents together than what I did, right? So, you know, that's there's been mistakes made. Of course there's been mistakes made, man, but like, we're trying to correct them, right? I'm trying to become someone my kids don't have to heal from, right? And like,
Yeah.
man, I I learned something very valuable lesson. My mental health, my whatever was going on with me is not my fault, but it is my responsibility to fix it. It's my
Sure.
responsibility to deal with it, right? And the podcast last year got sponsored by BetterHelp for, oh man, 3 months. We went on a 3 month run together, and with that, I got free access to mental health services on their app, right? And I got a therapist, and man, that guy was incredible. That guy was incredible. Not just the therapist that they gave me. We matched up right away. It was awesome. But the classes on there, right? They had classes on there where you could either you sign up for them and you make them and you sit in there with other people and other people will be like listen in, or there's ones where you don't participate, you just listen, you write down notes. There's ones where you share your experiences with other people from all over the world, they're in there. And then if you can't make it, they send you a video copy to your email, you can watch it later, right? You got a week. And so, man, the first thing I saw right away was DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, for people with borderline personality disorder. Man, between that therapist and those videos, I got up at 5:30 in the morning one time on my day off just to make it to that class, just to watch it, man. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got a notebook over there full of notes. It's actually a journal, and I've learned journaling is so valuable to the mental health, dude. Um, I turned out I had um, severe, not severe, but a lot of anxiety, and just a lot of shit going on internally in like the inner dialogue. And the journaling, man, when I journal, everything goes from here to the paper and it frees up my brain space for other things. That's incredible, right?
That is wild.
It's freeing, man. It's so freeing. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear that. We dealt with that. Of course, it sounds a lot like, of course, my background being recovering alcoholic, and I did AA for Alcoholics Anonymous for probably 12 years, and it's just I stay so connected even when I'm not going to meetings and stuff. Like all my friends are recovering alcoholics. My brother's a recovering alcoholic, my brother-in-law, and just like having a community around you of like-minded people, and you can talk about those things and not be ashamed, or just to be able to get something off your chest when you know this person is going to be like, dude, me too. Like that
Yeah.
changes a lot. Yeah.
The podcast has been big for that with me too, right? Because as I go down the mental health side of things, and I also find more like-minded people that are blue collar, which is crazy, right? We're talking about it more, right? Blue collar folks were rising up, and we're like, hey, this something's not right between here, and I'm getting help, and I have something wrong with me, and we're talking about it. There was this woman, I can't remember her name now, but she was a few months ago. I had her on the podcast, right? And she was going up to the Northwest Territories, working, not Northwest, Yukon. She's going to the Yukon to work, way far north Canada. And we were talking. And in the first like 3 minutes, I bled it out that I have BPD, and we started talking. She's like, me too. We spent the first 30 minutes of that podcast talking about BPD and all the things that come along with it, and how sometimes, we when we get triggered, we snap, and like it's just we're on the war path, and we can't we don't have no control of our emotions, right? And DBT and journaling, it helps us focus and ground. And I've caught myself a few times in the last, I don't know, 7-8 months now. I'd start to get triggered, and it's called, fuck, what was it called, man? I can't remember what it's called now. Um, yeah, I put myself on the spot there, man. Yeah, I start to slip into the BPD thing, and fucking I would catch myself. I'd ground myself, right? I'd be like, hey man, this ain't worth it. And a big part of that is learning that two things can be true at the same time, two conflicting truths. When my wife gets mad at me, it doesn't mean she doesn't love me, right? My wife gets mad at me because she loves me, right? And I use a lot of that, at work and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, this sucks, but hey, at least I'm working, you know? Yeah,
Right.
and yeah, man, it helps so much. It helps so
Perspective.
much. Yeah,
Perspective, man.
trenches. Yeah, man, perspective. Yeah.
So are you still doing hydrovacing and what?
Yeah, I left here for a year. I left here for a year actually, and I came back this year. I broke my ankle, right? And
Mhm.
that company, they railroaded me at the end of it, right? They used my injury against me a couple times, and they said, "Hey, man, like you're a liability now, like no thanks." And they fucked me over that way. And these guys, they were there to catch me again. They're like, "Hey, come back, we want you." So
Nice.
back here, man, for since November now, and we're working back here. And you know what? They got rid of our camp, our man camp. They got rid of that. They got us work like crew houses and condos and stuff. Way better. There's
Hell
Wi-Fi.
yeah.
I can call my wife and talk to her. The room's darker. I can sleep when I'm on nights. I don't want to find the nearest beam and a long short rope. You know what I mean? And yeah, oh dude, it's crazy, man. And I don't stay in as long anymore either, right? So that's been big for the mental health too.
Good. Good. Man, I hope one day, I mean, I know you probably love what you do, but I hope one day you get to really do what you love to do and be home with your kids and stuff.
We're getting
I guess the last time we talked, I was still traveling back and forth, and I ended up moving the whole family out to Permian Basin, West
yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
So we're all out here full time now. We've been out here coming on 2 years almost.
Good for you, man. So you moved the family to from Louisiana to the basin and New
Yep.
Jersey. Good for you guys, man. That's awesome. You're home every night now. You get to see the
Oh,
family. Man,
yep.
that's huge. That's
It,
huge. Yeah.
it helps a lot. Because I, I'd have been in a rough place if having to be gone for 3 weeks at a time. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. It's more power to you, brother.
Well, on the socials in the last, I guess, year and a half here, I've started making decent money. The podcast makes me some money now, right? It makes me, not enough to quit my job, but with social media, the money I make there and whatnot, Facebook and stuff, I've replaced my wife's income and then, a little bit of mine, right? So we're getting there. I think we could do it. I think we could. And that's part of the reason why I don't stay as long anymore, right? I used to stay 3, 4 weeks at a time, 5 weeks at a time. Now I stay two. This one will be three because coming out of my daughter's birthday, if I stay two, then I miss Easter. So I'm staying three and I'm going to make it home for Easter. I'll go home and hang out. And then, after that is two. My sister and her husband come for a visit, so I'll be home for that. And yeah, man, we're doing that. And then, this summer, you know how I leave the patch and I go work on a road crew in the summer there. This summer, I they called me up the other day, like, we know you don't want to work in the field anymore. Like you don't want to be away from home every night. And we got a solution for that. You can still work for the same company, but we'll put you in the division. You get to be home every night, right? Let's get you on that path, right? Like we know that's what you want and whatnot. So this summer, starting in May, third week of May, maybe. Yeah, man, I'll be home every night for 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I'll see
Awesome, dude.
how how that works out for the mental health and the family life and whatnot. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, we're thinking so hard about getting back home just because I want to raise my kids around, my brother's kids and their grandparents and all this stuff and have a community. I mean, we're getting by out here. Like, my wife probably took her about a year to really start making some friends. So she has connections and my kids are in school out here. So we're connected. But man, we just realized lately, like just being home and being with family is more important than, making a bunch of money or whatever the case may be, right? So
So you're gonna be
we're
broke anyways, right? It's gonna happen
yeah,
regardless.
yeah,
You'd be broke and be home with your family every night, right?
yeah,
Like we're trying to have another one, right? We've been trying for a while. So, like I feel like we're kind of old, man. I just turned 37, man. But you know what? Honestly, I want another one. I'd be whether it's a girl or a boy, I don't care. Let's have three daughters. I don't give a shit. But like if it's a boy or girl, I don't care, man. Let's just, even my wife says I don't feel like we're complete yet, right? And
yeah.
so whether we're trying, if it happens, it happens. So pretty pumped for that. Just dropping payloads. Like
Hell yeah. Making that deposit, baby.
yeah, she was just here this weekend, man. Like, I wasn't. I was pretty dead. I'm just getting over this cold. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but like, man, my daughter had 20 of her 6-year-old friends running around for her birthday party last weekend when I was home, and um, yeah, yeah, I got pretty messed up off of that, man. I've been drinking liquid IVs and pounding back the vitamin D and all this other stuff, drinking a lot of water and oh yeah, man, I've been sweating it out here the last day. So yeah, we're good.
I've never been sick more in my life now that I have kids. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I swear to God, it's every month. We're all sick.
Wait till they
You
start
know,
school.
well, I know. I guess that's where it's come from. So they do like a Mother's Day out, which is only like Tuesday and Thursday for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But group of kids, and then everybody's sick, and they still take their kids to school, and then they come home and get me sick. It's just like, damn.
Man, I was pooping through the eye of a needle the other day. And I just my boss is like, don't call in sick on me now. I need you, right? And I'm like, bro, I'm packing extra underwear. Don't you worry. I'll be there.
I'll be
Like
there.
I've learned my lesson, man. I've done that. I've been in 400-barrel tanks and cleaning them out a few times, and you know, uh, there's been times where you hit the gun, the wash one, the trigger on the gun, and the pressure, it sends you back, and that force,
A little, a
makes
little, a little.
yeah. Don't trust them farts, man.
Hell no.
So you still making music? I
Yeah,
thought
dude.
I heard
I've
you
actually,
dropped a new song recently.
yeah, I just released a new song. I think last Friday or something. But so I've got 9 songs ready to go. I started in February. I released a song, and then March I released a song. So every month I'm releasing a song. So I think it's typically like the first Friday of the month I'm releasing a new song.
All
So
right.
it'll go through, see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. So I'll have one each month. So I'm trying to something new, man. Just kind of get my name out there a lot more. I'm shooting some music videos, doing a lot of social media content this year. I actually just this weekend I just had a big band show opened up for a pretty big guy up in Lubbock, Texas, at this real famous place called the Blue Light Live, which is, I mean, it's like our Grand Ole Opry. You know, it's where a lot of famous artists have gotten their start. You know, so it was a real honor to get to open that stage up. And of course, we had to make our way through a couple songs because the whole, like all week, I got to practice like 2 hours with the band. That's all the time I had. So, and then we went up there and did an hour long set off 2 hours of practice. So of
Yeah,
course it wasn't perfect, but we made our way through it, had a good time, and had people dancing. So I think we were doing something right.
man, I love that for you, man. What who's the guy you open for?
It's a guy named Sal and the Stonewall Hippies, and
Sounds all hippies. All right.
yeah, they're actually on tour with a pretty big guy named Sterling Els, I think is his name. But yeah, they're killing it, dude. And this I met this guy at a songwriters round, and he's like, man, I really believe in your stuff, and I'm gonna push you. He's like, I was in your spot. I was working for an oil company. He was working for Oxy, and he was a Marine Corps. He started working for Oxy, and he just like, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. So he quit his job, dude, and started doing music full time. He's a DJ on a radio show, so he's killing it, man. I think he sees something in me. Maybe he sees himself in me and just wants to push me. And I think it's just really cool for people in the same globe, like whether it's music or oil field or whatever,
Yes,
they
sir.
push each other, right? If you're a good person, you're gonna help others, along the way.
Absolutely, buddy. Man, I met some incredible people off this podcast, man, just from social media, but having them on the podcast, right? You know who Daniel Harper is?
Mm-mm.
What? Man, he's a tech dude.
Maybe.
You need to get a hold Poor Boy Slides. You know who Poor Boy Slides is on social media? Oh my god. Look him up on Instagram when you get the chance. Man, he's in Texas. He also sings music about the oil field, right? Like not just about the oil field. He's like you. Man, you got I've
Yeah.
had him on the podcast. I think his song is called Oil Field Man. And man, you guys would hit it off. Like you guys would really hit it off, I think.
Link us up, bro. I'm
Man,
down
I
for it.
will. I will. Here, oh wait. Yeah, right here. Here's the song. You've had to have heard this song.
Let's see.
He was born covered in sin, and they all said he was no good. Wandering around, mocap whole time. He headed for the page, 19 years of age. And baby on the way, daddy's on drugs. And mama's got the cancer, and brother moved away. So what's the boy do? Nowhere to turn. With his back against the wall, he had to make that call.
Never heard that.
Trying to make a living off of it he can. A hard-working man shoveling his hand with a family at home. No big man trying to make a living off of it he can. A hard-working man shoveling.
Yeah, man. Dude,
Dude,
I
yeah.
had him on the podcast. His name's Daniel Harper. I'm gonna hook you guys up, man.
Yeah, send me a link or something. If I can remember his name, I'll damn sure look him up.
Man, I'll even message it to you. Like
Yeah.
the guy's incredible, man. He's in Texas too. Like you guys. I found you. You're there, and then I think the FYP the algorithm knew, right? Like, hey, I love Ben Allen Curry, right? Here's someone like Ben Allen Curry, man, and it's
Right.
Daniel Harper. And
Nice.
just an incredible dude, man. He's also, he lives there and he's home every night too. And he makes guitar picks. Yeah.
Nice.
Poor boy slides, right? Like,
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, man.
God,
I had no idea what it meant either, but yeah.
that sounds familiar. I'll have to look that up for sure. What about what was that guy's name? He's freaking hugely famous now.
Brian
Yeah,
Andrews.
Brian Andrews. Yeah.
And all you had to do is say he's hugely famous now, and I know who you're talking about. The guy is blowing up. He's got some hot takes on politics and what's going on and whatnot. And he's
Yeah.
not wrong. He doesn't miss, right? He doesn't miss. I don't know where everyone else stands with it. I don't care. I'm not on a side. I'm just on what fucking don't be stupid, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of shit that's happening is stupid. So it's like, oh my god, bro. And no, he's had Mark Ruffalo comment and like repost some of his stuff. Mark Ruffalo is right. And, yeah, he's the Hulk. He's the Hulk in the Avengers. Yeah, and
Oh wow.
So like whatever, he's an actor, so his opinion really doesn't matter that much. But yeah, he's got I don't know how many. He's got like 6 million followers now or something like that. He's quit his job. He's out on tour doing
That's
shit like
wild.
that. Another guy that worked the oil field, like
That
that's
could be me
incredible.
one day, bro. That could be me.
No, not could. That will be you one day.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit my job though and not be famous yet. So
Yeah, not yet, not yet. What's the name of your new song? I think you sent me one of them, and then I saw you pushing another one.
Yeah, so the one I just dropped's called "The Painter," which
Yes.
it was a song. Actually, I wrote it like 12 years ago. So I had a girlfriend at the time. It was actually right before I started in oil field. We split up, right? I found out she was dating this painter, and I was like, man, it'd be really funny if I wrote a song from his perspective, right? Like, he's just some dipshit painter that gets drunk every day or whatever the case might be. Anyway, I wrote the song like kind of from his perspective. So it's really uh, kind of a stab at them, and I don't know. It's actually a good country song. So
You got your
you
guitar
should.
on you?
I don't, but I could. No, it's actually in the truck. I'd have to go get it and stuff.
Is it on Apple?
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh man, you mind if I play it?
Hook it up, bro.
Let's do it. The Painter?
The Painter. Yep.
There it is, man. I'm gonna watch the lyrics too. Oh, the lyrics aren't there. Let's listen to this. Hold on. Lone Star Ramblin' Man. Is this a new album?
That's going to be the new album. So there's going to be.
How many songs are on it so far?
There's 2.
2? Okay.
2 right now, but there'll be 9. So the next one's April, like the first Friday of April, which I think like the 3rd or something.
All right. Press and play.
Alarm is sounding, my head's pounding. Well, I guess I'll go and start my day. It's nothing new, it's just what I do. Gonna pick up a bucket of paint. This cup of Joe is black, burning cold, yeah, but it's just what I need. Chase it down and get it trimmed out. This pain gets the best of me. She just fine with what I do. Gonna marry that girl in a month or 2. She's having my baby. What quite planned, but her daddy said I gotta put a ring on her leg. She's all mine, but I know in another life she wants to be with you. 'Cause I'm just a painter, I paint this town black and blue. Got a house, but she's got a trailer, and it works just right for what we need. Sometimes I catch a daydreaming about the man she wishes I could be. An engineer working out in Texas, or a singer with a country voice. Then it hits her, painted black and white. She knows she made the wrong choice.
What do you think?
This is awesome. Yeah, that's a good tune, man.
So that's that's such a subtle way to dig at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah,
just me and my roommate at the time wrote that song, and dude, we were having so much fun. Just like how do we talk shit about a painter, and how do we like how do we put all this in a song? And just I was like, well, man, when I was younger, I worked in a paint store, and every painter I knew was a alcoholic. They come in, they drink, and then they just hide it with some black coffee that was black, burning cold, and tastes like shit. And so anyway, we put that stuff in there, and uh, she was I think she had got pregnant, right, and they ended up getting married and all this stuff. So I was like, uh, I don't know, it's in the song, but it was
man,
a lot of
that,
fun doing that song.
that's funny, man. I wonder if she's listened to it. I wonder, are they still together? Do you know?
I have no idea. I mean, that's been 12 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they
But
listen. I wonder if she still keeps tab on that old field boy from
I fucking hope so, bro.
fucking old. So she's like keeping tab. Does she know you were a singer songwriter? Like she knew?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, buddy, she's still listening, dude. She's still. There's no way she's not. She sneaks out to have a cigarette on the back porch. Buddy's in the house. Honey, why you calling so late?
Yeah, yeah.
Like fucking yeah, man, fucking yeah. She's definitely listening, man. She hears that song. She's like, oh my god, like oh my god.
She's like,
He's
I
still
she's
thinking
like,
about
I fucked up.
fucked up. Now he's got Birdie Ray. He
Hell
don't even
yeah.
care about me no more. Like yeah, that's
But
good.
yeah, so there's quite a few songs on there that's kind of got that same vibe. But on this one, if you listen, like if you go to Apple Music and you listen to the first song and let it roll into the painter, like you can't even tell where the first song ends and the second song begins.
All
So
right.
like I made there's like 4 or 5 songs on the record that is gonna have that transition. And I heard like Muscadine Bloodline do that on one of their records, and I'm like, man, I've got to do that. So this one, I've really put some thought into like the songs and kind of the way the album, I guess, kind of worked itself, like going from one song to the next. It's like one big story versus a bunch of just random songs. You know what I
I
mean?
like
So
that. I like that, man. It's
it'll
like
be pretty cool, man.
it's kind of like how you have to do things now. You're like a Taylor Swift of the country music world. Taylor
Let's
Swift
go,
does
baby.
that too, man. Like if you listen, you got to listen to the songs in order on her albums, right? Like they tell a
Yeah,
story, and each story blends into the next, right? And she
yeah,
puts Easter eggs in there. Fuck, she's talking about what she's doing 2 years from now in an album that you don't hear, that you heard a year and a half, 2 years ago, right?
right.
And man, look at the Eras tour. She talked about the Life of a Showgirl album half when she walked out the orange door at the end, right? Man, I pay way too much attention to Taylor Swift.
Hey, I'm a fan, dude. I mean, that's badass.
Yeah, man. I get that from my wife and my sister, right? And
Right.
my kids, of course, they're big T Swifty fans. Yeah, yeah. I would
Did
have
it?
given a right leg to go to that Eras tour.
Did it turn them into football fans?
Yeah, so my wife was always a Kansas City fan because KC, right? And her name is Casey. So like she's always been a big Kansas City fan, but now she loves Travis Kelsey, obviously, and she follows the whole Kelsey Mahomes brotherhood. And then my kids love that stuff. And then it got me, believe it or not, it actually turned me into a football fan. I didn't like football, couldn't handle the NFL. I was an NHL guy, hockey's kind of shit now, and the NHL in general is shit. And I started watching some football games. I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. I'm kind of digging it. I watched football for 2 years, I think, before I decided on a team to cheer for. And yeah, man, my Buffalo Bills, they're good. They're a good team. They're a good team.
Dude, that is the most perfect team for you. Oh
Yeah.
my God. You fucking look like a Buffalo's Bills fan.
Do I? So what does a Bills fan look like, man? Because like
Like
me, but
like you, bro.
okay.
They
Well,
look
I'm
like
from the
you.
area too, right? I'm originally from that. I'm from Toronto, well, Hamilton, which is only an hour or so from Buffalo. So yeah.
Yeah. Need to go break some tables and
Oh
do
my
some
god.
weird shit. Yeah, that's a thing they do.
That's the Hamilton spirit. If you're not a roofer, you're a crackhead or an alcoholic, and you're breaking tables.
Right
Backyard,
on, baby.
huge thing.
Own it. Own it. Be
Own
proud of
that
it.
shit, man. Own it. Yeah, man. So,
That's
are you
all.
still working at the same job though? Like, you moved there,
Yeah.
but are you still doing the same thing?
Still doing the same thing, man, and it's wild. It's becoming a lot. I took over basically running the company now, so
Good for you.
we're working for like six different major oil field companies and building all their facilities, and uh, it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I think the last 2.5 years, 3 years has been quite a bit. So I can kind of relate to the breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in the midst of it.
I
But
saw. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, recently it's I've kind of had some perspective, like I was telling you about. Trying to get back home to a simpler life. So maybe just ride it out for a little bit longer. Maybe try to work on getting a house built back home, and then make a shift. I mean, at this point, I've built a career big enough and know enough people and have met enough people that, like, I'm not job scared. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I could quit my job today and be okay for a while, and I'm sure people would be calling me, like, knowing that I'm not working anymore, and it would be easy to get a job, I
Good.
think. So
I
I'm
see a
not
lot of those videos. I see a lot of those videos out there where it's like I had an old timer on site the other day telling me, "Hey, you got yourself in, now find your way out." Right. And nothing hits more than that these days, right? As I get older, I got in, right? 5-year plan, 16 years later. How the fuck do I get out? Right?
Yeah,
How do I get out of this now? Right. And as we were talking about earlier, this is my way, right? The podcast, content, social media, I'm trying to find my way out, right? I'm
yeah,
navigating that. And I think the next step is coming where I'm going for my air brakes next time I'm home, and I'm gonna get my class 3, my CDL, right? So I'll be driving the truck. I'm still a swamper. I don't care. I don't care. But I think getting my class 3 is another step to getting out, because that class 3 doesn't keep me here. That class 3 helps me make more money here, but I can get a job in the city, in town, be home every night, right? And
hmm
do that. So I think we're there. I've been so scared for the longest time to get my license because the shift pattern freaks me out. I'm in my head about it, right? But as I get a little older and I figure my mental health out, do shit that scares you. In order to obtain things you've never had, you must be willing to do things you've never done, right? So
right.
here we are. We're at that crossroad, and there's only one way to go.
That's it, dude. Just gotta. That's how it was with music. Uh, it's hard to believe that just 4 years ago I just released music. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. Didn't have a clue, man, and really didn't have. I mean, there was people that helped me out along the way, but didn't have anybody like, okay, this is what you do first. This is how you release to Spotify. Like, I just had to dive in, and I just went for it. I mean, that was, well, shit. I guess that was almost, it was 6 years ago. Jesus, yeah, because during
You're
COVID.
having fun, bud.
Yeah, I mean, COVID is what really started it. I had so much time
It's
on my hands, and, like, I was like, man, I'm just gonna try this music thing while I'm not working. And
Yeah,
dude, it just propelled me.
yeah,
It's
man.
hard to believe it's been
I
that
love your
long.
music, dude. Even if it's not oil field related, I relate to the oil field stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like anything you make, I love. I love your voice. I love your art. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And man, like I said, we talked about this before. I didn't even find you because of your oil field music, right?
Because of
Birdie
Birdie.
Birdie Ray
Yeah.
popped up on my feed, and I heard that, and you just happened to work in the oil field, right? And
Yeah.
man, dude, I'm so happy for you, man. Like every time I
Thank you.
see videos with Birdie Ray in it, man, like it just makes my heart melt, dude.
Awesome, dude.
I love that.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So for so long, I was so scared to be like another Frank Foster or a Brian Martin, who was just oil field songs. You know what I'm saying? And that guy that I was telling you about that opened for, he's like, dude, fucking lean into it.
yeah,
He's like, do it. And so this year, shit, I'm not scared anymore. Like, if that's what gets me out there and gets my music out there, then I'm leaning into it. I'm gonna start showing some more videos of the work I do, or being out in the oil field, or whatever the case may be, right? Or even writing more oil field songs, which I haven't in a while, but it's, it's who I am at at the meat, you know what I'm saying? At
The
bare
potato.
bones is yeah, that's what I've done for so long. That's who I am. And if an oil field song comes out, it is what it is.
I love that. Man, Brian Martin's had a bit of a rough couple of years though, right? Like if you've been watching his stuff, man, I like Brian Martin, right? He was trying to get away from the oil field stuff, right? He was trying to do anything but the oil field stuff. He's like, that's not me anymore. I'm out of this. I don't want nothing to do with it, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to, I don't know. Last time we talked, was I trying to get him on the podcast?
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Did you
haven't
ever
had him on, man. But I talked to his agent, and I don't think that's his agent anymore. It went months and months, and then I reached out again. They're like, "Oh, we've been busy, sorry." And then, I reached out again, a couple more times, called, nothing. I don't think they work together anymore. But Brian Martin had a bit of a scare there here a few months back. I think last year,
Yeah.
he had a bit of a drinking problem, and solid guy though. I like Brian Martin. I like his music. Just he's getting his mental health in check now. So
Yeah, I actually knew one of his guitar players and his drummers. I didn't know the drummer, but I actually played with the guitar player. And he just said, man, it just got wild. Like he wouldn't show up for shows, or remember when he got like had to carried off stage in like
yeah,
Kansas or some crazy shit. Or no, I think it was actually New York. They like carried him off the stage because he was so drunk. I'm like, God, man.
so he blew up. He blew up real quick, real fast, right? And that probably got to him, right? The mental
Sure.
side of things, right? And I love Brian Martin, man. And I'm glad he's doing better. I'm glad he's finding himself again. Because
Yeah.
deep down, he was one of the boys, right? He was one of the guys. He was a driller. I'm pretty sure he was a driller,
Yeah.
right?
He was.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was a rig hand.
yeah.
Dude, I would probably be in the same shoes, if my career was projected that way. I mean, it's got to be tough mentally and all the things, especially having a alcoholic background. Whew,
Yeah. Yeah. Man, how many times did Oilfield Dad get played, right? How many times
whew,
did you play that song? I
a
played it a
lot.
few thousand times, right? Like that's just two guys, right? And other men in the field, here in Oilfield Dad, they're dads. They're like, oh my God. And then he got put on a pedestal, right? Like it happens. I think we're getting better with that, giving everything that's coming out regarding celebrities and people in power and stuff like that. We're learning not to treat celebrities like gods anymore, and the rise of the internet's done that too, right? Like I can get a hold of anybody I want, any celebrity I want, I can send a message to, and chances are they might get back to me, right? They're very not very approachable, but you have access to everyone, right?
Hmm.
And so I think that brings them from up here to down here with us, right? So and people are realizing that. So like, and yeah, it's a wild ride.
It is a wild ride, man. I just want to stay steady with it. I just want to keep doing my thing, keep making music, and like this year, I
Keep
really committed to myself to really try to go all in. Like put some money into it, put some effort into it. Don't be scared to say yes. When a guy calls you and says, "Hey, in 2 weeks I got this band show coming up, and it's at the Blue Light, which is infamous, and I want you to get a band together and come open for me." All right,
yeah,
what, dude? I'll be there. Come hell or high water, I'll be there. So,
absolutely, brother. I saw a video you posted. A bunch of people tagged me in it, right? And it's like,
oh
the HVAC in the oil field is kind of like the traffic control in construction, right?
yeah,
So like, and a bunch of people tagged me, and I'm like, good thing I'm not in. Like, good thing I don't do hydrovac work, right? Like, I work on a combo. I work on a vac truck. But like, it was funny. It was funny because I work with a lot of guys. We do have hydrovacs, and I work with a lot of guys that are strictly hydrovac guys. I send it to all of them. I'm like, hey, you're a bitch. This guy says you're a bitch. It's true. It was funny, man. Yeah,
everybody's got to pick on somebody. So out here,
absolutely.
it's like hydrovac guys and electricians get picked on
Oh,
quite a bit.
electricians picked on everywhere, man. Like it's like me, right? I go after safety a lot, right? And people have a lot to say about when I put out a video and they think I'm being cocky about something like, "Oh, you're just a swamper on a vac truck. What do you know?" Like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, like it's like that, right? We all pick on somebody, right? And for me, it's water guys, water haulers,
We do it because we love them.
and safety guys. You know what? Yeah, I am a little bit jealous of water haulers. I'm not gonna lie. They got the easiest job and they make a lot of money. You know, like why wouldn't I be jealous of that? Yeah, we do it because we love them.
We do
Absolutely.
it because we love them. That's like rig welders too. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the rig welder song was to make fun of rig welders, you know, and
Really.
they fucking love it. You know, it's just crazy.
Fuck, man. Are you and the missus done having kids now, or are you gonna try for more? Or?
We're done, bro. We're done.
Sure? You sure about that, man? I've seen your kids, man. You guys make cute kids.
We do make some good looking babies, but it's been a wild 6 years, man, with, getting married and having a losing a baby and then having to deal with the stuff with Birdie, and it's just been crazy. It's been
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, my oldest there, she's officially a tween, right? She's a tween. She's a preteen, right? And um, with that is coming some early onset teenage things. And it's getting really difficult as a dad to deal with that stuff because I know it's coming. I know it's coming, but I didn't expect it to happen this fast, right? And so, she's over here talking about my wife. My wife talks about it with her all the time. Hey, you're going to experience this. You're going to go through this, right? You got to be, can't be afraid to talk to us about it, right? And me, I'm just sitting right there and I'm like, yeah, definitely talk to me about it. I want to hear all about it, right? And like I
Yeah. Tell me everything.
tell me everything, and like I had to chat GPT that, right? I'm like, how do I get my daughter and safely navigate her as a dad through this time in her life, right? When it
Yeah.
comes. And the doctor said it could be 6 months to a year. So we're there. We're in that bubble, right? And just where she's at. And so I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said, don't make it awkward. Don't make it weird. Don't laugh. Don't do nothing. You just say, hey, I'm here for you. I got you. What do you need? Right. And yeah, man. And she was talking to me about it the other day, and like I definitely did not want to talk about it, but I was like, yeah, this is gonna happen, and it's okay, right? It's fine. Everyone does it. Your mom went through it, right? Your sister's gonna go through it. Your aunts went through it. Your nana went through it, right? We all go through it, right? And yeah, man, my little girl, dude, she's right there, dude.
So fun. I thought of the funniest TikTok the other day because it actually happened to me. I was, when they're young and they're babies, especially Birdie, like it was just she was just this thing that you had to take care of and keep fed and like make sure she's alive, but you kind of go on about your business, right?
Yeah,
Well, the night before her fourth birthday, her mama got her a new book called Dear Girl. And I don't know if you ever read this book,
I
but
have.
it's like, dear girl, you're going to experience this, and dear girl, don't be afraid to voice your opinion. And it's like it just hit me that night, dude. Like, oh my God, I got a little girl now. Like, she's aware of everything. Like, she's listening, she's paying attention, she's learning, she's learning from me, even when I'm not maybe not want her to be learning from me, you know? And
Yep.
I thought about this TikTok and just saying like, everybody tells you when you have a child, like, yeah, you got to change her butt, you got to do all this stuff, but they don't tell you that on the night of her before her fourth birthday, that you're going to realize that one day you have to give her away and you just cry yourself to sleep. That's what
Yeah.
I did, dude. I read that book to her and I just can cried myself to sleep.
My youngest is 10 years away from getting her license. We've
That's
brought my 8, 16. Yeah, my oldest is a third of the way to adulthood.
it's such a short time, dude.
Dude.
That's what makes me want to get home so bad and like
Yeah.
literally just quit my job and spend all my time with my kids because this is like 10 or 12 years
You
of
don't have much time.
you don't have much time, man.
Yeah.
I got corporate greed and
Yeah. Fucking capitalism. Don't worry, you're seeing the end of we're in the end stages of capitalism right now. We're in late stage capitalism. Maybe it'll crumble. I don't know, man. But yeah, no, man, it's wild, dude. And thinking about it, like 10 years, she's able to vote and work. Nah, not vote. Maybe 19 in Canada is voting. She's able to drink. She's able to drive. She
drink and drive.
Man, how do you lead these kids to water and then force them to drink? You know what I mean? That's plays on my mind a lot. My youngest, we were walking down the street and we saw a homeless encampment, and she's like, "Dad, there's some homeless people there." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are they on drugs?" And I'm like, "Honestly, probably yes." Right? Like, and then she's like, "Well, it's not their fault, right? They're homeless, right?" I'm like, and how do you have this conversation? Like, back in the day, if you were homeless, you made a couple bad decisions, right? But now it's so common. The cost of living is so high, right? Like, you're one bad month away from being there, right? And she's starting to pick up on this, man. She's like, "You know what? Like, I wonder if they need some help." And I'm like, they absolutely do, right? But we're not in a position to help ourselves, right? So like we have to keep moving forward and try to not be there, right? And man, like I said, my 6-year-old, she started learning about First Nations people too, right? She's like, "Dad, did you know some kids went to school and never came home?" And it's like, "Yeah, yeah, I know that too. Yeah, it's pretty sad." She's like, "Well, that happened to me." I'm like, "No,
Oh
no,
my God.
unfortunately, like, or fortunately, no. Like we don't do that anymore." But the truth is, we probably do. See, in secret, they probably happens. But fortunately, she grew up as in a free country as a white female, right? And that is some privilege for sure, right?
Hmm.
She'll never have to know those kinds of horrors, and then, like you said, they watch you. They watch more than they listen, right? And they listen a lot, right? My wife and I were arguing one time. We are having a little disagreement, and I got mad. This before I got diagnosed with anything. And I went across the room, the other side of the house, and I kicked a garbage can across the other way in the opposite direction. All these kids remember is the time that I yelled at their mom, and I threw a garbage can at her. Like, that didn't happen. And my wife's even like, "Yeah, he didn't throw it at me." Right? Dad got a little upset, got a little emotional. He threw the garbage can in the opposite direction and it broke. Right? And I'll spend the rest of my life probably having to explain this to them or try to justify it. And I can't justify it, but trying to say sorry and not, but at the same time, yeah, I had to take accountability for it. Like, yeah, I was mad and I handled it the wrong way. Right? Because they're watching and listening.
Emotions are tough, dude.
Dude, you're a millennial, right? How old are you?
36.
I'm 37. Yeah, you're a millennial, bro. And like, I read a thing. Millennials are the first generation learning to control their emotions alongside their children. So we're growing at the same time, right? We're
Yeah.
we're helping them to control theirs, while we're also learning patience with them because our parents didn't give us that, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's been
Well,
wild.
man, it's been good talking to you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
For
I
sure.
always love talking to you, man. And I know you gotta go, and I probably should get some sleep. I gotta leave in about 3 hours here. I gotta go to work. So yeah,
Wow.
I gotta
Well,
yeah, I slept most of the day. So
yeah. Thanks for always being in my corner, man. I really appreciate it. And
I'll always be there, man. I'll always be in there. You need someone to be your hype guy. I'm here, man. I'll put on a cheerleading outfit with pom poms and stuff a bra and just like Hey, I don't know. 18. Was I doing it when you were here? The Mount Rushmore thing?
yes.
Yeah, all right. Can I ask it?
Mount
You got time for that?
Who's on my Mount
No,
Rushmore?
who's on your Mount Rushmore? 4 people
How-
you look up to, inspired to be.
4 people. It's probably I don't know what I said last time, but I've got to say my stepdad. He came in and rescued the family, and stepped into a family of 3 children, and took us on as his own. So that's got to be one. And there was this guy that I thought he was dumber and shit. I was working at a college, and I thought he was so stupid, and he was going to college and getting his degree. And I said, man, if he can do it, I can do it. And he showed me the way. And so he got me to go back to school and got my degree, which changed the life going forward. And then my little girl's got to be up there just from what she went through and the way she pushes and fights and continues forward. Like, there's nothing that can slow her down. And number 4. Yeah, that's a tough one. Um, I've always looked up to my brother. Uh, we struggled together. We were both drug addicts and alcoholics together, and uh, for some reason, I just finally had enough and told him I had to get help. And it wasn't a few months later he ended up getting help too. And the man, seeing him with his kids, he's got twins, and him doing things so much different than the way we were raised. I I truly look up to him probably more than anybody. So got to be the brother.
That's awesome, man. I love that, man. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. Just want to give one more shout out to Tracy Chabot. He sponsors the podcast CRM Resource Management. He sponsored the podcast this past summer with Starlink. So now we don't have any troubles, the wherever we're out on site or we're in a town or hotel with crappy service, the podcast can still go on. So
God bless that guy. Thank you,
God
sir.
bless that guy, man. Brother, you stay
Good to
frosty.
see me. Thank you, brother. See ya.